Hey everybody, it's Brody from Brody's Garage. Today is July 19th. This is episode 59. Hey everybody, so it's been over 2 months since my last update, and I apologize for that. It's not like I didn't want to have an update sooner or get more work done on the car, but life has been kind of intervening lately. For starters, my dad, who's just turned 85 years old, has been going through a number of medical procedures and issues, and so I had to fly up to North Dakota to be with him for that. I've since brought him down here to Vegas, and he's here with me now, and we've been sort of running him through the medical system here in Las Vegas and trying to get some answers to some things. So that's been kind of number one thing. The number two thing is I'm flying out today to head to Western New York to get married. That's right, I'm gonna give marriage another shot here. I'm a very lucky guy, and you know, they say behind every good car project is a very understanding woman. In my case, extremely understanding. This car has been sort of, you know, just wedging itself into our lives for the past almost 2 years now. A lot longer than I thought, that's for sure. But my fiance is somebody I've known a long time. She's extremely beautiful. She's extremely talented. She's strong-headed just like me. We're a pretty good match for each other. So we're going to, I'm going to meet her right now in the Buffalo area, and we're getting married this weekend. So congrats to me. And I'll give you a quick update on the car before I head to the airport, because I know some of you have been asking me what's going on. Did you die? I haven't died yet. The car has been, I've been making some progress on it here, and I'm gonna flip the camera around and give you a closer look. All right, folks, well, there it is right now. It's in its 57th coat of primer. I don't know how many, but it's been a lot of blocking and sanding and going back and redoing metal work. The primary thing since the last episode is that I went back and took pretty much every panel down to bare metal, at least around the seams, you know, around the gaps. So I wanted to try to get these gaps a lot better than they were. I've almost achieved, you know, a 3/16 consistency all around the car. I've still got a few areas to work out. But I mean, I took this hood and I used a gap gauge tool from Big Kid Blocks, and I scribed a line, and I cut both edges of the hood off completely. In other words, broke through the layers of the panels, had to weld that all the way up, grind it back down flat. The back of the hood edge here, we used some welding rod to bring this closer to the cowl. I mean, we're talking over 3/32 of an inch. This had to come back. So this has been fully welded all the way around here. I welded up the top edges of the door here, and when I get the panels off of here, I'm actually going to scribe a line here on the cowl, and when I take the door and fender off, I'm going to work to crispen up that edge there of the cowl, because it's kind of, you know, not finished yet. I've got some low spots here, but basically every edge I either ground down, welded up, used filler on. This lower rocker panel right here was completely crooked. It's still not perfect, but it's way better than it was. And I had to put a couple slices into the metal here to bend that over to get it straighter. So as you can see, I still got a little bit of a low spot here. You can see where my guide coat is not fully sanded, and that means, you know, the sandpaper isn't touching it, so it's still low. So little skim coat here and right in here. I've been blocking with the Big Kid Blocks and the linear blocking tools, long blocks across these panels, and you can see where we've still got a skim coat to do right there. Moving along here, I've done so much work to this thing. Even within the time frame of the last 2 months, I've probably only been able to put maybe, I don't know, 10 days worth of work on the car. And it's come a long ways. I mean, the gaps are getting better. As you can see, I've worked all this stuff out here. Basically, I would say it's about 80%, 80 to 90% done. And I'm gonna, like I said, put a little skim coat of glaze on these low spot areas here. We've got one there, this area right here. And we're not talking extremely low, we're talking just a little skim coat. But I think that's gonna clean that up. I will do another final coat of primer and a, hopefully, fingers crossed, a final wet sand blocking of about 500 to 600 grit. And then at that point, the car should be ready to roll in a booth. We're gonna seal it, base coat it with the Tangelo Pearl, clear coat. Haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do like a just several coats of clear, or if I'm gonna do a 2 to 3 coats, let it cure, color sand that, come back and flow coat it with another couple coats of clear, color sand and buff that. Haven't decided, and that will of course come down to time constraints and the availability of the spray booth. At this point, I have not completely secured a spray booth, but I do have a standing offer from Mitch Lanzini. We'll see if he's still feeling up to it when the time comes. If not, I'll find a local solution here in Vegas. But let me tell you, this hood in particular was a real bear. In addition to welding in of these vents and the welding of the edges of the hood, and then of course this thing fell backwards and got banged up and dented right there. So I got a lot of hours in that hood and it's still not quite there. But I'm gonna give you a final look around of the car just to kind of show you what it's looking like right now. As you can see, the gaps went from like hitting in places and like over a finger wide in other places to being pretty even and consistent. I'm pretty happy with the work that has been done here. And you know, I'm going to do my very best to make this a show car. I've also taken masking tape and run it down the body lines here to get those lines extra crispy, and it's getting there. Okay, so there's a quick update. Not much to talk about. It's just been a lot of priming and sanding and priming and sanding. Whenever I get an hour a chance to come out here and work, I squeeze it in. And, you know, it's just going to get done when it gets done. So until the next time, you guys take care of yourselves. Wish me luck and talk soon. Bye-bye.